Winter is coming. That was the headline of one of my videos about a month and a half ago. Talked about the challenges of winter as far as our health span and all things related to it. And thought we'd revisit that and talk about how things are going right now. By the time this video airs, we'll probably be in the middle or the heart of winter. Probably have about a month or so left, depending on groundhog and what he sees. But at least a solid month by the time this video plays that still have to fight through winter. And just wanted to check in with everybody, how they're doing, maybe reiterate some of the points that we highlighted, and how we can have a fighting mentality to get through it in a really good way, keeping our health span to the forefront and not have to say stuff like, I'll get back to it in the spring. We don't want that at all. We want to fight every inch of the way and realize that winter really can be a season for growth, all depending on our mindset and how we approach things. Actually, it can be a stress test to see how we're doing when it comes to our mindset and our habits and all things related to our health span. So it's a real thing when winter comes. We're not trying to ignore the effects, because there are all kinds of things. Many people do suffer various degrees of depression in the winter. It has real effects on our circadian rhythm, the lack of sunlight, and it impacts our sleep, our hormones, our energy levels, our motivation. So it's something we just can't take for granted and hope for the best. We have to acknowledge it and realize we have shorter days, less time to do certain things. So looking at our routines and what we're doing, the real danger isn't winter itself, but the danger is what winter pulls us away from. It keeps us from doing important things when it comes to movement, exercise, even getting proper sleep. So many things can be affected by the dark days of winter. Not to mention that a pretty common thing for folks is to pack on some weight. Some people up to 10, 15 pounds of unwanted weight they get on, and then springtime becomes, I got to get this weight off. When if you took incremental steps and had a good routine, game plan for the winter, might have come through maybe not gaining any weight at all, maybe just a few pounds. But we need to have a mindset shift that winter can be our training ground. I use these corny phrases, and you might get tired of hearing them, and I think it kind of stems from winter and maybe seeing some Viking TV shows or movies, but I'm a Viking bodybuilder. Or in the wintertime, sometimes I get up early in the morning and I'm on my way to the gym. It's snowing, it's cold, it's dark, hardly anybody else on the road, it's dark everywhere, nobody's up. Why am I out there? Because I'm a winter warrior. I can do this. And kind of self-motivate that way and realize that most people are sleeping comfortably in their warm beds, not even remotely interested or bothered by non-activity, but we want to be the opposite. And here at LZ23 Strength, we strive to exert ourselves, elevate our health, and evolve in mind and body. And certainly that's what we want to do in the wintertime, because winter forces you to exert effort. Nothing comes easy or naturally in the winter. I think in our normal state, we all want to be warm, we want to stay in bed, we want to move less, we want to eat more. Those are all things that are challenges that we got to fight back against. So we have to exert and put the effort in. And it challenges us to elevate our standards when winter makes it easier to lower our standards. And then if we embrace it with a good attitude, we can evolve mentally and physically and have a whole different mindset. So every year, because winter is going to come every year, that we can attack it from a different angle and really enhance our health span. So instead of asking, how do I get through winter, we could ask, What do I want to become by the time winter is over? And I like to think of it too from this angle that spring comes, we're usually rejuvenated. We might get a burst of energy and motivation, seeing the sun more, temperatures warming up. But wouldn't it be great that we already have the momentum and we ride that wave to even greater, making greater strides in so many different areas, whether it's movement, exercise, sleep patterns, our eating habits. Hopefully that we've already hit the ground running in all these areas. And I'm going to talk about just a couple of these. As I mentioned, exercise. Where even if we're Viking bodybuilders, we got to fight the battle of strength training. And the winter time's a good time to try to do that, especially if you put on a few pounds. Generally, there's a strange connection that if you weigh a little more, you could usually lift a little more. So even if we put on a few pounds, it might help us to actually become a little stronger. But getting those workouts in, getting cardio workouts in, having a daily routine that's non-negotiable, that we're going to do our workouts, still getting walking. Hopefully, if you're in the gym, I've mentioned before my basement, we do some walking, or if you have a treadmill at home. If not, is there a mall nearby that you can go and do some walking? Definitely don't want to give up on getting steps, and movement is important. This one I had a video on sunlight, and I've been doing pretty good in this area. I do bad in a lot of areas, not what I want, but in this area, I've been actually getting outside at lunch and being outside anywhere from 15 minutes to a half an hour. And even though it's cloudy or dark and gloomy, the rays of the sun are still coming through. They're having an effect on us. And as I mentioned in the previous video, they actually can go through our clothes and through our skin and have a positive effect on our health. So we still want to get outside, and if you have the opportunity, early morning still is a good one to reset our circadian rhythm, because that's necessary for sleep. And when it comes to sleep, we want to have sleep consistency. Trying to go to bed at the same time every night, and if we can get up at generally the same time, that's going to have an important effect on our lives. And connection. Maybe earlier during the holiday season, people got together a lot with their families, some friends, maybe went out and did stuff. But now into January, February, March, maybe we become more like bears, hibernating. We still want to have connection, so try to plan something. Maybe going for coffee with a friend, still keeping in touch by phone with family members, but trying to still have connection. Maybe have some people over the house, or go out for dinner, go out to a show, doing stuff to keep that connection together. And then finally, reducing screen time at night. That's going to affect our sleep as well. And there's so many things that are against us getting a good night's sleep that we don't want to contribute to it. And wintertime, again, is going to promote, for whatever reason, it promotes bad habits in all of us to some degree. So it takes mental strength to win the internal battles when it comes to these things, to eat right, to exercise, to get to sleep. It's too easy to say, it's cold, I'm tired, I'll start again when it gets warmer. All too easy to say those things. And if we're winter warriors, be a winter warrior, be a Viking bodybuilder, crush things when it comes to workouts and healthspan habits. Take the battle to the streets, and don't give in to these things. And remind yourself that, yes, I am going to show up. I'm going to show up daily. I'm going to show up weekly. And don't negotiate with yourself of, all right, I'm not going to do this or this, but whether it's next week or Monday or in the springtime, I'm going to come back stronger and harder. All these things are going to be a lose-lose battle. And then reconnect with purpose. What we're talking about, health span. So many things affect our health span. We want to live a good, long, strong, healthy life. We have to win the little battles. If we're only trying to fight the battles couple months out of the year or half the year. I don't know if it's going to turn out well for us in the long run. We need to be fighting 12 months, 365. Not going to be perfect, but we have to put forth the effort to do that. So we've talked before about having a journal, writing down your goals, maybe checking where we've done well, writing down where we've had weaknesses, but whether there's 4 weeks left, 6 weeks left, 8 weeks, challenge yourself to do better. And when you come out on the other side, you'll thank yourself. You'll be grateful. I just saw a saying this weekend. I love motivational sayings, whether it comes to health or anything that's catchy enough that I'll think about. And it was, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And certainly winter does challenge us for sure. So keep that in mind. Maybe go back and watch the old video, Winter is Coming. Take the two together to try to inspire and motivate yourself and do some of the things that we talked about. You won't have regrets, but you'll be happy as spring gets here. You'll feel better than before winter started, not just because it's warmer, but because you've done all the right things. So exert yourself, elevate your health, evolve in mind and body. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and maybe leave a comment on how your winter's going and what one thing maybe that you're doing very well, what you need to work on. And we'll talk to you soon.